she's standing there smiling too, and I'm like, what the fuck?
And she pops the light on,
and it's just gone. I'm like, what the fuck are we watching? This shit was creepy.
Really, really good editing on this.
Yes.
And the sound design.
Yeah, the sound design. A good horror movie has good sound design. That's what I really enjoy about The Conjuring, is the sound design in The Conjuring is fantastic.
Yes.
I would put this up there right with The Witch. The Witch is so effective because of that score.
No, The Witch is so good.
You know.
That's the one I still want her to watch, because we haven't watched it yet, but it's on Netflix now. But I was like, oh yeah, it's like the same, because it's A24 also,
yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But I was like, oh, it's kind of like this type of feel when you watch The Witch.
It's like a pot boiler.
Yeah.
Where just things are, you know something's coming, but you don't know when and how crazy it's going to be.
And I feel like, not to get off topic of the movie, but The Witch kind of, the way things progress in Hereditary are very similar to The Witch. How the last 20 minutes where shit really gets crazy.
I guess, yeah. You're right.
Same thing happens in The Witch.
Where it's like all comes full circle, and you're like, everything that happens in the film is all leading up to this.
Yeah, there's reasons and things are happening. Mm-hmm. But yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to get off topic. But
no, it's not off topic at all.
It's it's completely relevant.
It's funny because I think The Witch is also another movie that a lot of people hate because it's not a traditional horror movie. It takes its time.
I was dreading watching this movie. I wanted to watch it because curiosity was like, why do people not? I've heard so many bad things about it, and then I knew Wes had seen it, and he's like, oh man, I remember him telling me when I was still working at Target, and I'd asked him, I'm like, yo, what do you think about The Witch? And he's like, oh man, that shit fuck you up.
I told him, I said, it's one of those films that really makes you feel bad about watching it or liking it, walking out of there and saying that was a good movie. I felt
feel weird, why I feel like kind of like dirty,
what's wrong with me?
And it's just like, oh man. And then I remember watching it. Alyssa had gone to sleep, and I think she watched maybe like the first 2 minutes of it or something, and then she went to sleep. And I was just like, man, fucking crazy. I still want her to watch it, but yeah.
Watch it with the subtitles, because
The Witch.
Yeah. The dialect.
Because it's old English,
yeah, it's like
right?
Old English. It's
really
old English. Hard to follow if you're not familiar with the phrases and the dialect.
I mean, you can kind of catch it. I mean, if you're understanding.
I would argue that that's part of the appeal of that movie, is that it's hard to really grasp what's going on.
Yeah.
So you have that feeling of disarray.
Yeah.
And you're like, what the fuck? Where you're kind of following it, but you're kind of lost.
Yeah.
But you're like, but I'm in for this.
Yeah.
Like
I'm already in. I'm in the seat.
I'm ready for Mark Phillip, right?
Yeah. Bad. But yeah. Back to Hereditary.
Yeah, let's jump into some of the bigger plot points.
Yes.
Do you want to take it, Chris? We meet the Graham family, right?
Yes.
And it's right after Annie's mother has died, Toni Collette, who, I'll just jump right into it at the start. I don't think that the Oscars are worth a shit. I think Academy Awards are bullshit.
Yeah.
Toni Collette.
But I think that if you have a serious conversation as the Best Actress nominee this year, if Toni Collette's not in that mix, your argument is invalid. Because she is great in this movie.
Yeah.
And she's so good. And it's probably the best movie I've ever seen her in, or the best performance I've ever seen out of her. So
definitely.
I'll go to bat for her any day on that for an Academy Award. Even at least the nomination. I don't know if the Academy
would you just be happy with a nomination?
I mean, if Get Out won, Hereditary better at least
it seems like they're starting to lean towards towards other stuff other than just like period pieces and all that. So I would be happy with that. I don't know. I can't say that I've seen another performance this year that has been as good as hers.
Yeah.
But I'd be interested to see, especially in the next couple of months, if there's anything, especially an actress performance that would top that one.
Yeah.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah, of course.
Have you seen A Star Is Born?
Yes, I have.
Bradley Cooper?
Bradley Cooper's great in the movie.
I put his performance up there with Tony's for sure, because he did everything in that film, but his character, it's fucking, he completely transformed. So I would say maybe.
He directed and wrote it, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. And starred in it.
And did all the music, because there's a lot.
And the original music's pretty good in the movie.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking good.
But you said it's really him singing?
And playing guitar.
Playing guitar?
Not just playing guitar, ripping guitar. So anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
Going back to Hereditary.
More things to make him attractive. Keep on adding.
So you meet the family after Annie's mother, after Toni Collette's mother has died.
Yeah.
And when she gives the eulogy at the funeral, you can tell that they were not estranged because she was living in the house, but that they weren't very close.
Yeah, you could tell she's kind of just, she didn't really know what to say about her mom.
Yeah, they had a very weird relationship. It seems
they had kind of disbanded for a while, and then came back, and they were kind of rocky, and then you could just tell there was something wrong there. Like she didn't even know what to really say at the at the funeral.
Yeah,
and that really sets the tone for everything to come. Actually, that's a brilliant opening scene, I would say.
And then she gets into it a little bit later when they're at the grief.
Oh yeah.
Council. The grief council meeting.
Yeah, the meeting thing.
Yeah. She really gets into more of why her and the mother
kind of separated or weren't really that close.
Yeah, but just even at the funeral, there's a couple of like weird, kind of creepy things.
The guy behind Charlie, when she looks back and he's just there like, hey.
Yeah.
I even said to myself, like, what the fuck? What's this dude just smiling at her?
Why is he smiling?
He has like a big ass grin, and he's just like, his face was really weird. It's just like, look, this dude's on something. He's too happy at a funeral. But yeah, I mean, let's continue. But I mean, I just want to say that guy was.
No.
Weird.
That was definitely something I wrote down in my notes and I watched it again the other night.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's that, and then if you notice, someone is going up to the casket to pay their respect, and they kind of touch her lip. Yeah. They kind of touch her lip and then move on. And then you can see when Charlie looks at the grandmother, she's wearing a necklace that's has a symbol on it.
Yeah.
And
that was that supposed to be their like symbol for their cult or something?
Yes. Okay. Yes, and you'll see it later on in the film multiple times. Yeah. But yeah, she had the necklace on. And one thing we didn't talk about at the start, and this is my fault, is it's got a really cool opening shot where it's just a diorama.
Oh yeah, when it just comes in,
yeah, it just pushes in, and then you have Gabriel Byrne and Alex Wolff in the frame.
Yeah,
that it changed because Annie makes dioramas.
And
like everything.
The shot completely lines up with reality.
Yeah,
which is the miniatures play a really big important part in this entire film. So it's good that you went back and cleaned that up.
Yeah, and I think that they built the set kind of like a diorama so that they could film from all kinds of different angles.
Yeah.
Spoiling my swan fact.
Also, if people haven't seen this movie, we are going to be spoiling a lot of it. So don't. If you haven't seen it, pause this, go and watch it, and then come back to where you left off.
Yeah,
we spoiled a lot of like big stuff already.
Yeah, we did, but
it's been out.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, I haven't seen it, so
there's so many things on the internet that are taught theories and trying to solve this bigger mystery of the film. I think we're okay.
Yeah.
Because I asked you guys about the Avengers show that you did a couple months back. I was asking if that was the newest film that you guys had done, and
that was the newest one. Yeah,
I would say that this one is probably in that same range of only being 4 or 5 months old.
Yeah,
at the time that you were talking about it.
Yeah.
So major spoilers ahead.
Check it out. Spend a couple bucks.
Yeah.
Stream it.
It was $4.99. to stream it or rent it or whatever.
Oh, you didn't buy it?
No, I didn't end up buying it, but yeah.
You're like, what if I hate this?
I'm going to have this forever now. But, yeah.
So, after the funeral, we follow the family, and you can tell that something is kind of up with Charlie, with the daughter. Mm-hmm. That there's like a weird like flashing light that she sees in the room, and you don't really know what that's about. And then
that's when she walks outside, right?
Yeah, and she goes outside, and somewhere in the field there's like someone sitting down with flames around
fire,
them.
a ring of fire around her. At first I thought it was her grandma. At first,
because you don't really see who.
Yeah, because it's just like an old white lady with short gray hair.
Yeah,
and that's what her grandma had. So that's why I automatically thought, like, whoa, like she's fucking alive.
Yeah, and then she's at school. I think previous to that, where she looks across the street and there's an old woman kind of waving at her.
Oh yeah,
which is
a bunch of creepy ass people, man, in this town.
Isn't that like a homage to Halloween?
Yeah, because that happens in Halloween, where she looks outside the school and Michael Myers is across the street.
Yeah,
which they reference in the new one too with another shot that I won't spoil. But she sees that, and then a bird flies up to the window.
Yeah,
and
gets
smashes
killed. The window.
Smashes into the window.
Yeah.
And gets killed, and she goes, I guess, on recess or lunch break or whatever, and she finds the bird, and she actually just cuts its head off and puts it in her pocket, because she, like her mother, kind of makes tiny dioramas
and stuff.
And that's the cutting off of the head is also foreshadowing a lot of other crazy shit that happens later on in the film.
And then what else happens after that?
Party.
Yeah, it's because that happens fairly early.
Yeah.
Alex Wolff, who plays Peter in the film The Son,
he gets a text from his buddy.
Yeah, and he wants to go.
Dick.
So he gets a text, and he asks basically for permission to go to a party from Annie, his mother, and she says, "Well, are you going to be drinking?" And he kind of,
He's like, "Oh, we're not even 21, so we can't even drink if we wanted to." And then she's like, "Oh yeah, like it's funny how she's like I'm not stupid." Like
she's like, "Okay, that's bogus." That's bogus. And so, what are you guys gonna?
Are you gonna be drinking though?
He's like, "I just answered you."
Yeah.
And then she says, "Well, does your sister want to go?" And he kind of, you could tell that
he's like, "Oh." He's like, "I don't know. Does she want to go?"
And he's like, go ask her.
Yeah.
So then he finds Charlie.
Yeah.
She's off doing her own thing as usual.
That's when they find her in the field, when she's the woman in the ring of fire. Annie chased her out and was yelling at her for being outside because it was cold and not having shoes on.
Yeah.
And she always sleeps up in the attic, right?
She sleeps in the treehouse.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
With the heater.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she doesn't sleep with the heater. Charlie never sleeps with the heater.
Oh, the mom.
Because the dad's always like, "What are you doing?
You're gonna catch pneumonia."
Yeah.
But she's really attached to that treehouse. You can tell. But so anyway, he ends up taking his sister.
But I think it is worth mentioning that she didn't want to go. It was obvious that she didn't want to go. Mm-hmm. That Annie was kind of forcing the two of them to go together.
Mm-hmm. She's like, "There'll be kids there. You can hang out."
I don't know what she was thinking, because
it's a high school.
It was clear that it was a high school party.
Yeah.
I think it was more that she didn't want to. Maybe she didn't want to deal with her at the house, or she wanted
to kind of keep
Peter from being bad.
Yeah. That's another way to do it too. Because you have a little spy with you.
Or he doesn't want to be a bad influence.
I don't know if it's established how old Charlie is. Are they both at the same school?
I think she's 13. She's 13. They say in a part of the movie, I don't remember.
Okay.
I think after the incident.
So she might have been like junior high or freshman,
either like 8th grade or something.
Okay.
Because when they get to the party, you can tell she's very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And he wants to go smoke weed with his friends.
Yeah.
And so he tries to pawn her off with a chocolate cake.
And then before that scene, you see them cutting up. Well, even before that, she's eating a chocolate bar at the funeral, and the dad asks, "Is there nuts in that?" And then she's like, "No, there's no nuts." And then he's like, "Are you sure?" And she's like, "Yes."